Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is the Martin Luther King Jr. holiday weekend. Of course, MLK was assassinated in Memphis in 1968. He was killed via a shooting, and one of the big stories this week is that the brother of a famous rapper, Yo Gotti, was shot to death in Memphis. This reportedly happened yesterday, January 13th, 2024, 2 days officially before the MLK holiday. And in recent years, we've covered the deaths of other rappers in Memphis. The most famous of those deaths in recent years was Young Dolph. And Young Dolph called himself the King of Memphis. And we talked about how from his King of Memphis album coming out to his murder was 68 months later, like how MLK was killed in 68. So just look at all there is to this. Again, all of these rituals are very much numerical. Just like how MLK was killed on 4-4 when execution equals 44, shooting equals 44, kill equals 44. It goes with Young Dolph being killed on November 17th, the day leaving 44 days left in the year. Look at the numbers to this ritual. Big Jook dies while his brother Yo Gotti is 42 years old. 42. And of course, this is the number that's stamped all over black history. Most people know it through Jackie Robinson, the first black baseball player in white major league, at least is how it goes down in the history books. In Gematria, which is the Kabbalistic practice of coding numbers into words, Jackie equals 42. But if you look into it, you'll find that actually the first black baseball player was Moses Walker, who played in 42 games, whose name also equates to 42 in Gematria. And of course, Moses is a biblical name, and these rituals are biblical. Just like how there's a Memphis, Egypt, a biblical land. We're going to come back to the 42 piece. If you're new here, Gematria, there are 4 base ciphers in the English language. The alphabetic order forwards and backwards with numerology. And I want you to see the Gematria of shooting to make the point. Shooting equates to 107, 44 when you apply numerology, 109 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse, and 37 when you run the alphabetic order in reverse numerology. Notice how Saturday has the gematria of 107 and 109 like shooting. We see a lot of shooting stories on Saturdays, something we routinely document. So this shooting on a Saturday. This death came 34 weeks after Yo Gotti's birthday. And it also came on a date with 38 date numerology. And if you haven't read my latest book, Number Games, there's a big section in there on the deaths of Martin Luther King Jr. and his family members. And these same numbers, 34 and 38, come up again and again. First of all, Memphis has the gematria of 34 and 38. Do you see how Memphis is also 83? Notice the word murder equals 34 and 38 and 83. And again, a song by The Police came out in 1983. It's called Murder by Numbers, where killings as simple as ABC is 1, 2, 3. So again, murders 34 and 38, Memphis 34 and 38. Notice how rapper is 34 and 38. Notice how the word black is 34. Again, MLK, obviously considered black in terms of how we determine race, calling people white and black, even though that's not really the colors they are. Black has that 34 associated with it. The University of Texas the other year, when they unveiled the statue of the first black football player they ever had, they did it on the day leaving 34 days left in the year. This killing was outside of a restaurant, which also has gematria 38, and it was either last year or the year before that there was a killing of several people outside Yo Gotti's restaurant. If you've ever seen my work on the 1984 slaughter at the McDonald's, and then shortly after the mass murder at the diner in Killeen, Texas, these same numbers all over these rituals. But Memphis and murder, a lot in common, and you got to say, what are the odds that it would be 34 weeks after Yo Gotti's birthday, which is May 19th, 34 weeks after his 42nd birthday, and again, on 38 date numerology, 11324. 1 plus 13 plus 24 is 38. Now, it says down here, Gotti founded the record label Collective Music Group in 2012, which has gone on to sign successful acts including Moneybagg Yo, 42 Doug. He's from Detroit on the 42nd parallel, where Martin once lived in apartment 42 in the sitcom. Black Youngsta, who's had 3 brothers die, all by the numbers. And we've talked a lot about Black Youngsta over the years. But I just want to go over the 42 piece in light of Again, Yo Gotti being 42. Slavery, for example, has Gematria 42. Tuskegee, the experiment, 42. Also the Tuskegee Airmen. The N-word has Gematria 42. The slang brothers, which is used for black people, is 42. And in this case, it is about brothers, right? Yo Gotti loses his brother. The N-word has the 42. Jackie has the 42. Moses Walker, the first black baseball player in white Major League, 42, who played in 42 games. Look that up if you didn't know that. Martin, again, Gematria 42. It's the weekend of Martin Luther King Jr. That was not his birth name. He was not born Martin. Malcolm X, 42. He was not born with that name. It was given to him. And don't forget, Martin Luther King Jr. assumed the name Martin Luther after the Protestant Reformation leader who wrote the 95 Theses. Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated on the 95th day of 1968 when Martin Luther wrote the 95 Theses to lead the Protestant Reformation. And this year, Martin Luther King Jr. would turn 95 years old. And that's what I was saying. Expect something dark in tribute to this. And I would say this is it. You know, the killing of a famous man in Memphis via a shooting, the MLK weekend. But, you know, another famous celebrity who was not born with the name but was given it, Muhammad Ali, also has that 42. And notice the 201 in Muhammad Ali. If you're new here, those are both very special numbers to the Jesuits. And again, that's who's really behind these rituals. From the pinning of the 95 Theses by Martin Luther to the formation of the Jesuits was 201 months. From the assassination of MLK to the nation's first major gun control legislation was 201 days later. Young Dolph put out that tweet on July 20th before his death, November 17th that year. July 20th is the 201st day of the year. He said, you know, I'd have to go back and exactly read what he said, but essentially he made the point about sacrifice. To put your family ahead, you got to make a sacrifice, and it ended up being him. So, yeah, R.I.P. to the brother of Yo Gotti. And it's just a reminder, you want to make it in this show business world, I mean, this is what it takes. It's just like that Young Dolph tweet, you know. You want to support your family, you got to make sacrifices. I think those were all the main points. So, oh, actually, I got a couple more points. Okay, so again, Yo Gotti's 42 right now. Here's some other things that are interesting. The word Freemason is 42, like the word Jesuit is 42. And modern Freemasonry is a Jesuit creation. And a special number to Masonry that most people are aware of is 33. The highest degree of the Scottish Rite is 33. You see how Masonry is 33, like secrecy is 33, like orders 33, like federal's 33. Look at Big Jook, 33, right? And it goes with MLK giving his last speech in the Masonic Temple. You had the killing by police of the man in Memphis last year, and then they had his funeral in the Masonic Temple. And with regards to 33 in the Scottish Rite, this killing also comes 127 days before Yo Gotti's 43rd birthday. Scottish Rite of Freemasonry is 127. 127 days before his 43rd birthday. His brother Big Jook's dead. Again, you look into the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, they have a headquarters in D.C., the House of the Temple, and the exterior of that building has 33 columns that are each 33 feet tall, and the address of that building is 1733. Remember, modern Freemasonry was created in the year 17. Mason is 17, Masonry is 33. And Freemasonry has that 59, which is the 17th prime, which goes with modern Freemasonry being created 59 years before this nation, which was created by a bunch of Masons. And also, in light of it being 127 days to his 43rd birthday, the word Masonic is 43, killing is 43, RIP is 43. RIP's also got that 38 like we talked about, like him dying on the 38 date, 8 numerology. Again, if I didn't say so, death is 38, murder's 38, killing's 38, RIP's also 38. And again, killing's 43, it's sync with Yo Gotti's 43rd birthday. So hopefully that's enough sacrifice from the psychopaths for the MLK weekend. But, yeah, I just wish one of these famous rappers would help speak out about this, you know. We had CeeLo Green share our video the other year on his Instagram. Would have been nice if he spoke on it himself. We had Lord Jamar share my book online. If you guys don't know, I got a book out there, Number Games, educating about all this stuff. why George Floyd was killed on the corner of 38th Street and whatnot. So we'll leave it there for now, Truth Seeker. And until next time.